Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet. We are going to be doing a 1v1 Silver League cast. This is a fan-submitted replay. So up the top right side, we do have our red Protoss player, GirlTalk. And down the bottom left side, we do have our blue Protoss player, Deathlegend. So it is going to be a PvP game. I am not sure which of the players actually sent me the replay. It didn't mention it in the replay, so I'm not sure which one, but I guess we can safely assume that whoever sent the replay is probably going to be the same person who won this game, because I mean, you can't 100% assume that, but I think it's a pretty safe assumption, because yeah, I mean, I don't know, unless you play against like a Grandmaster or something like that and you almost win, then you might send in the replay. But yeah, we'll see how this game goes. We'll see how this thing works out, and the replay description did promise a good game, so we are fully expecting to see a good game, and I do not think that we are going to be disappointed. So let's move on and start prattling on about random stuff until we get to the good parts of the game. Here we go. This probe is going out. He's going to do a scout. This red probe is a little bit faster out on the scouting path. He's going to get in there and he is going to see absolutely squat, because nothing happens in the first 3 or 4 minutes of a game, and my voice is already starting to go and I've run out of drink. But we are going to press through and we are going to see what's going to happen. We don't have an early gas from anybody. Usually I go for the gas about the 13, 14 supply. There we go, there's a 14 supply gas. This one's going for the gas, this one's going for the gas. So pretty standard timing on everything. So we're going to see when stuff starts deviating. This, I really like this pylon around the 15 worker mark. You can get it a little bit later at the 16 mark for this player, but you don't want to get it any later than the 16, because what will happen is you'll keep chronoing out probes and you'll find yourself supply capped on probes if you don't get that extra pylon out. And if you want to get an early zealot, it's even harder. You can see there he's got the pylon out now, but there was probably a few seconds there where he wasn't able to produce a probe because he was supply capped. But there you go. It's usually a fairly safe, if you're in a PvP game, to not need to build that early zealot. In fact, in most PvP games, I don't even bother with the zealot at all. I just go straight for stalker, because yeah, you don't have lings to deal with. So yeah, it's sort of safe. Going for a very early attack, you can get the early zealot out, but that's generally not a very good strategy in a PvP game, going for an early attack, because they can easily get up 2 zealots by the time your 1 zealot manages to walk all the way across the map, because they are so freaking slow. Here we go. Bunch of probes. Actually, it's just one probe chasing one other probe. This probe is doing a very good job at going all over the place, so he's going to have another lap or 2 going around. There's no stalker coming out. If the stalker came out, he has got the waypoint set on this probe, and if he builds a stalker, that might be able to kill it. But if he builds a zealot, then that is just going to be hilarious, because the thing's going to be chasing it forever. Warp gate's coming out for the blue player a little bit faster than for the red player. The stalker for the red player coming out a little bit faster than the blue player. And these guys, I think, are very similar in skill so far, so we're not going to see any player really overpower or crush the other player. We do have this red Protoss, well, obviously a Protoss, it's a red probe up in the corner. The blue player does not know it's there. This is going to be extremely good for a warp in if the red player decides to go for a 3-gate or a 4-gate warp in or something like that. Looks like the excuse me, looks like the blue probe has finally been taken out. I don't think it got to run away. I think the stalker killed it, or something killed it. Maybe that zealot killed it. He probably tried to run out and just got sideswiped by the zealot, man. They do that so well. You just run past it, just whoosh, just swings out an arm and just kills everything. We've got a pylon out there, so that's possibly going to look at an expansion. It looks like the blue player is doing all sorts of stuff. He's got 2nd gate with the 3rd on the way. He's going into a fast robo, or relatively fast robo. Usually you get it after you get the 3rd gateway, but right now he's getting it while he's getting the 3rd gateway. He's going straight for an Immortal, so we can look to see him do some early pressure. Immortal very, very good in the early game, especially when the other players start going for lots of stalkers and stuff. Immortals just own stalkers all over the place. We have a large amount of gateways there. This is going to be a 5-gate. He's got the gateway timing, the warp gate timing coming down very nicely. And this is going to be a very scary push in the back of the space. We can see the 2 pylons coming down. I suppose he needed 2 pylons just for the supply count, but there, and also if they take him out he can keep warping in stuff and blah 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 blah. But there we go, there's a pylon coming down. The blue player getting his pylon down in a bit of a safer sort of location. And here we go. We'll have to see when he moves in. If he moves in before these guys move out, then the blue player has a very good chance of being able to defend this attack. And he's still warping in units back at his base. This is good for him. He does not want to warp in units over here. And there he goes. He's starting to move out. I don't know if the red player knows about this. He has no idea where those units are going. So he's pretty much in the dark right now. But he has got a beautiful window. He is going for all zealots though. He hasn't got speed though. So a couple of stalkers here could just completely wreck his day if the micro is done well. Silver League players there, so we can't expect Masters leave micro here, but a couple of stalkers doing some dancing around. And this is, there we go, the Nexus is going to go down. I don't know if he can be able to save it. A couple of stalkers and a zealot going there. Actually, it looks like he might save it. The zealot's peeling off to attack the stalkers. These guys should be right. That Immortal still does a fairly decent amount of damage to the zealots. Got more units wiping in here, and it's just going to be Zealot City, Zealots all over the place. However, Stalkers, they're not doing the micro that they could be, but they are still taking out the units. He's got to send at least 1 unit up there. He's got to take those bloody pylons out. You need to take the pylons out. If you know they're coming from up there, then, oh man, you just got to take it out. He's really focusing on the Nexus now. There he goes, a couple of Stalkers up there, taking out the pylons. Good defense from a blue player here. Really good defense. Do not run away. Keep your units up there. Close that down. You've really got to close down that thing. You've got a nice army. Please don't tell me they are going to kill the Nexus. Oh my god, this would just be so bad if they manage to get the freaking down. The blue player, man, just dropping the ball in a major way for that 5-second gap there. And he just lost his Nexus. He does not have an expansion. He is in a lot of trouble here. Really, and look at this. He's got 395 minerals, and he lost the Nexus, and that is just, man. He dropped the ball, and he crushed a couple of his toes when it hit the ground. That is just, alright, he's going to go in for the push, but I mean, if the red player, if he plays it good, if he just starts warping in an army here, he's got to know that this is probably what's going to happen, that he's going to counter in. I hope that he knows it. I hope he goes for something. There's an observer already out there. Did he manage to get out some DTs? Has he got some DTs? He's spent quite a lot of minerals. Where are the DTs? He's got a Dark Shrine. Did he build any DTs? No, I don't know if he has. He's got a fairly large army though. Red player though. Oh, the red player had the Dark Shrine. Sorry, what am I talking about? Here we go. He's got the Dark Shrine. The observer, though, the observer's out there, and it did see it. So this observer is right now the most important unit in the entire game. And there we go. These guys are going to take it out. The blue player, very strong army. He's got all his probes. He's got a very good chance to go in there and wipe out this red Protoss. The red Protoss needs to be getting reinforcements, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this player is just going to go in. He's going to wipe everything out. He's sealing off the probes. I'm not sure why he's doing that. He thought maybe the probes were going to counterattack, but I don't think that's a major issue at the moment. And there we go. There we go. The blue player going to come in. Going to do a whole lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of DTs in there. This is going to get very crazy at the moment. You still got the observer. You need to get the observer in here. The blue player, he made a mistake before losing his Nexus. He's about to make another mistake here by not keeping an eye on these Dark Templars warping in. And he had an awesome advantage there, but he's swiftly losing it by just letting these Dark Templars go nuts. He's wiped them all out. He really needs to go in there. He needs to take out some pylons. He needs to take out this Dark Shrine. He needs to do a lot of damage very, very quickly because he cannot reinforce his army and the red player can. And there we go. A bunch of zealots coming in there. This force is just dwindling slowly, surely. This force is just getting constantly wiped out. He's at the complete end of his rope. This Immortal goes down. The blue player has lost the game. I'm going to say the blue player has lost the game at this point. He was so far down when he lost the Nexus. He still had an army. He moved in. He might have made an attack. He slipped up when the second wave of Dark Templars came out. He did not scan them. Dark Templars just went nuts on his army. He's trying to do a bit of a kiting with the Stalker, but he really just doesn't have a chance anymore. I mean, it's He's still got one pylon there, and that one pylon is going to win the game. Actually, he's got no minerals left. My god, he's got no minerals left. The red player is out of minerals. He can warp in one more zealot. One more zealot. And there goes. There's the zealot. If you can kite, kite right now. Show your kiting prowess, Mr. Blue Player, because then you have won the game. He's doing it. He's doing it. There we go. He's doing a beautiful job of kiting. Please do not mess up on the micro. Please do not accidentally move towards the zealot. He's taking it very safe. Concentrate on the zealot. Do not attack the pylon. There he goes. There's one last probe. That's it. Good job. Recreate your shields. Regen your shields. Do not let him get too close to you. That's it. That's it. Good job. This guy is talking. I suppose he's just attack moving, so he doesn't really need to worry about the micro. It's just the blue player has to worry about the micro. The zealot trying to run away. That is not going to help you. And the zealot goes down, and my god, that is just so close, man. Really, really, really close. The blue player, man, couple of slip-ups there. Losing the Nexus was a bit of a slip-up. Missing out on the second wave of Dark Templars was a bit of a mix-up, a bit of a mess-up. But he managed to hold out right at the end. And the red player, man, just ran out of money in the end. There was a very nasty army coming at him. And he just wasn't able to deal with it. He just wasn't able to deal with it. The Dark Templar was a nice touch, but oh man, I gotta say, he should have gone in there. He should have seen the robo facility, and he's got to be thinking, alright, there's a robo facility in there. I should not go Dark Templar, because if he's got a robo facility, there's got to be an observer somewhere on the map, and I haven't taken it out, so it's got to be somewhere. So Dark Templars, possibly not the best option. But he went for Dark Templars, and he managed to do it with the few immortals out there. I don't know if he had much choice. He could have gone, I mean, as soon as he lost his army there, he should have just built up massive amount of Stalkers and Zealots, cut him off on the ramp, Stalkers raining down death and destruction. He had the advantage. He had a base, he was still mining, and really, he just sunk a lot of gas into those Dark Templars, sunk a lot of minerals. Those guys are 125 minerals, 125 gas, so that's the same minerals that takes a Stalker, but 2.5 times the gas that it takes a Stalker, man. That's just nuts to have to try and build that up, and it's just so crazy. And yeah, I mean, it's just all over the place, just little mistakes here and there, but in the end, man, in the end, the blue player, he made up for all the horrible Zealot related injuries that his Stalkers took over there from the Stalkers not moving. He made up for it in that one final battle with the Stalker, and he just pulled off the kiting perfectly and managed to win. And that really, really did live up to the name of the replay. He said closest game ever, and I will say that was one of the closest games I've ever seen. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fan-submitted replay. If you have any more replays that are this awesome, please feel free to send them to me, and I will cast them. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Hairy Muppet, and I'll catch you guys later.